Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. Now, the fact is that the world doesn't always say nice things about us. And in fact, it's kind of the opposite. We are trained by society to think less of ourselves. And, it is very helpful for us to mitigate that training, excuse me, or really go against the stream, that cultural mainstream narrative that we are not enough, because the fact is that we are. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to go through an empowering I am affirmation. And we're going to go through these affirmations that are on my I am cards. And these cards each contain a powerful affirmation as well as a supporting statement to help us to really define our days, define our lives. And so I'll just invite you to join me in declaring out loud that we are the statement on this card. So I'm going to pull a card off the deck. And then as I pull the card, I'm going to ask you if you are that I am statement on the card. And what I'd like for you to do is to say out loud, I am. As we say these things, we make them more real in our lives. So let's begin today. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, April. Good morning, Brenda Jean. It is fantastic to have you guys here today. I really appreciate you showing up and providing this broadcast with a wonderful, positive energy. You guys are amazing. So let's begin by pulling the card and saying that today I am coachable. I am coachable. I recognize excellence and learn from the best. So I am coachable. I recognize excellence and learn from the best. Are you coachable? You are coachable. You recognize excellence and learn from the best. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to write that down in the comments that I am coachable and that I recognize excellence and learn from the best. There we are. And yeah, I know, Brenda Jean, first one with the affirmation today. Of course, I know that you're very coachable, Brenda Jean. You have all kinds of people that you follow who are really at top of their field. So you are coachable, and you certainly recognize excellence. Don't we all, though? Aren't all the people here just like that? We are all recognizers of excellence. And just like what you say, Brenda Jean, it is indeed a growth mindset. There is definitely two different kinds of mindsets in this world. Some people have a growth mindset, and they are very interested in learning new things, in taking in new information, in parsing that information, and making educated decisions about that information, and then moving forward in a better way. It is so powerful to find somebody who knows the path that we would like to walk. And even though we can't necessarily walk their path, they can show us the way. And when they show us the way, it really compresses our timelines. And that's really why we seek out people who can coach us, why we seek out people who are excellent. It's not because we want to be carbon copies of them. It's because they've already figured out the things. They know what the mindsets are that need to change. And the wisdom that they have created, or the wisdom that they have acquired through the process of becoming who they are, is something that we can learn from. Just like the wisdom that we acquire in the process of becoming who we are is absolutely beneficial to other people. Now, when I hop on the internet and I'm typically researching things, but very regularly, I will come across somebody's how I got rich story. And this is a universal kind of a thing, especially in like entrepreneurial circles. Somebody talks about, follow my formula, my steps to success. And I always think about that because first of all, it's a story that sells. That's why people tell it. But the fact is that while we can certainly follow somebody's exact steps, that doesn't mean we're going to get the same results. We have to follow the essence of their steps. When we find somebody that's coachable, or when we find somebody that's willing to coach us, we have to follow the example of their steps. When I say that let's say made up a wake up call with Maui Paul, that's nice, but that's not a concrete step that would benefit you in the same way that it benefits me. But the underlying what's the word I'm looking for? The underlying concept is really just that I needed to create some external accountability for myself. And so, and since I somehow resent external accountability that's given me to other by others, and I know this about myself, I had to have a better internal reason for creating this accountability. And so this is as much of an accountability call for me as it is for everybody here. And so, but when if it were you to do the same thing, it would not have the same effect. So it's important to understand as we get coached by people who are excellent and as we learn from the best that we are cognizant of the fact that we are not designed to be carbon copies of another person, that we shouldn't follow somebody's exact steps and expect to get their exact same results. We won't. We're going to, even if we do follow their exact steps, we are going to eventually have, we're going to have something different, some different result because we are different people. The inputs are different. So being coachable is about recognizing when people are good at what they're doing and finding out more about what their mindsets are that allows them to be good at what they're doing and not necessarily what their specific particular technique is. It's very much about the mindset and the growth mindset, as Brenda Jean mentioned. The other mindset that I find that a lot of people have is a static mindset. They feel like they learned everything that there is to learn. They're like, well, I'm a grown up now, so I don't have to do anything else. I graduate school. I don't need to read a book. I've graduated school already. I don't need to learn something new. I already have a job and a career and a paycheck. I don't need to learn a different skill. This one's serving me just fine. And when I see these people and I observe their mindset, I recognize that the world changes, but they're not changing. And so they become increasingly an ill fit for the world. There are several folks of my acquaintance who fit into that category, and I just watch life pass them by because of it. And it's sad. So a growth mindset is definitely something to have, and a growth mindset is benefited tremendously by having somebody who can coach us in through something that they've already done before. Our path will be different. Our path is always different, but we can still recognize that there are seeds of excellence that we can plant in our own lives and that will sprout a garden that is uniquely ours. So I want to say thank you guys so very much for coming by and being a part of this wake up call and being a part of just creating amazingness on the internet with me. As we go through the week, I will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. And should you be interested in a physical copy of these I am cards, I actually have physical copies of these available. Send me a private message. I'll be happy to tell you what it takes to get one of them. Until then, my friends, have a fantastic and awesome Thursday. It is always a pleasure to come by and just to see who shows up. So I want to say thank you so much to Lauren and April and Brenda Jean and Shauna. And let's see here. Easy and Frank and Josiah have shown up too. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you for helping me create this amazing, beautiful, positive space on the internet. You are lovely people, and I care about you. So have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Aloha from paradise.